Welcome back to another Hot Takes episode, and the first one comes from Twitter, and they say that Roman Reigns is the worst champion ever. That is a hot take. I don't think he's the worst. I think we've had some worse ones, but this last year, Roman Reigns not being a full-time wrestler, showing up part-time, barely showing up, has affected his title reign, and people are unhappy, so I understand the frustration. In fact, the next hot take also comes from Twitter, and they say that they feel like in 10 years, we're going to look back and realize Roman Reigns' title reign wasn't all that great, at least the end of it. Every match ends the same. He never shows up. He's not presented as strong alone. The best part are the promos and the segments. That is another pretty spicy take about Roman Reigns. And unfortunately, Roman Reigns becoming a part-timer, a severe part-timer, not just a normal part-timer, but severe, only showing up a couple times every few months, has done some real damage. Like I said, it's not a good thing. I understand everyone's frustration, and I think that this title reign originally was looking like one of the best of all time, but now it's kind of looking just average based off of the last year and a half. So I understand why people aren't happy about this, and I kind of agree with their dissatisfaction. He's got to drop the title soon. The next hot take comes from Mr. Dell Jr., and they say, have Rock versus Roman at WrestleMania and Cody versus Roman at SummerSlam, where then Cody wins at SummerSlam. And I don't think that's a terrible idea. Like, I would love to see The Rock and Roman Reigns go head-to-head at WrestleMania. That is a dream match in the making. However, I don't think the WWE or the fan base can survive with Roman Reigns holding that championship belt until SummerSlam, because if WWE does want him to hold it till SummerSlam, they'll probably wait until September when he beats Hogan's record, and that would just be even longer. And then they would say, you know what, maybe we gotta wait till WrestleMania 41, and I don't think anybody here wants to see Roman Reigns hold that championship for another year and a half or whatever the time is gonna be at that point. I don't think we can see another 18 months of this guy's champion. Prodigy Wrestling Figure says that I genuinely think that Randy Orton should be the one to dethrone Roman at the Royal Rumble, and then we get Cody versus Randy at WrestleMania for the belts. If Cody wins, he can retain the title against Roman Reigns at SummerSlam. That is a lot to unpack. Number one, I would love to see Randy Orton become the champion. I would, but I don't think it should be at the Royal Rumble. And if you do have it beat Roman at the Rumble, just to have Cody versus Randy at WrestleMania, I feel like it will feel rushed. I'd rather see Cody win at WrestleMania and then slowly build a long feud with Randy at WrestleMania 41 or SummerSlam of 2024. So no, I do not agree with this hot take. I'm sorry, Prodigy Wrestling Figures. The next hot take says Cody winning the Royal Rumble back-to-back isn't a bad idea. This time being at number one, it would make him finishing the story more wholesome. And I just don't know. I'd rather see CM Punk be the one who wins the Rumble this year. Cody already did it last year. I don't think he really needs to do it again. I'd rather see Cody, if anything, go through the Elimination Chamber as the first entrant or whatever and fight his way through to get to WrestleMania. I feel like that would be the better option for Cody while giving CM Punk the Royal Rumble victory. Alex says that Punk is a bigger draw than Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes. I will say I do think Punk is a bigger draw than Cody. However, I don't think the same can be said about Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns right now, I think, is the top star of wrestling, of the entire business. I think he is the number one name right now in the business. But I guess we got to wait and see what happens with the ratings on SmackDown when CM Punk was there. We got to see if there's really, a shift. But if anything, WWE has the two top draws in the business right now, which would be CM Punk and Roman Reigns. Whoever is number one and two doesn't matter. The fact that they are both in WWE is kind of wild. Bullet Crazy 117 says LA Knight is over, but not main event over, and I completely disagree. I think LA Knight is definitely over, main event over. If not, he's one of the top stars. There's a reason he was the number one merch seller in the last 4 or 5 months before CM Punk returned, and even with CM Punk back, he's still in the top 5. I think he's number 3. There's a reason why everybody's screaming his name. Everybody's screaming LA Knight and saying yeah all at the same time. It's because LA Knight is definitely over. The general audience loves this guy. Unfortunately, though, he is getting lost in the shuffle because you do have Seth Rollins and CM Punk now feuding, and then you have Roman Reigns and then Cody Rhodes. Randy Orton just came back, so there's a lot of different factors playing a part in LA Knight and his status at the top. But hopefully WWE figures it out and he can win a world championship in the year of 2024. Fall Animation says that WWE is better now than 20 years ago. That is a super hot take. And while WWE is on fire right now and it feels like they rejuvenated the company, nothing beats 2003 SmackDown. To me, 2003 SmackDown was the best wrestling ever. It's my favorite. That's probably when I just started watching, so that's probably why it holds a soft spot in my heart. But then again, you had John Cena, The Undertaker, Kurt Angle, Brock Lesnar, and all those other guys, Edge, Rey Mysterio. It was just, the roster was so stacked. It was unbelievably stacked. And I think a lot of people talk about the 2008 roster being stacked, but I think to me, 2003 was the best ever of all time. Red Shirts Dizzy says that nobody in the Judgment Day except Rhea Ripley is a believable main eventer. And I can see what you're saying, but I think that Dom is really getting towards that status. I really feel like in a year or two, Dom will be a main eventer, but right now I guess he's not. But on the other hand, Finn Balor does feel like a main eventer to me. JD definitely not. Finn Balor, yes. Damian Priest, there's something about him. For some reason, I can't get behind Damian Priest. That's why I don't like him as the Money in the Bank winner. Maybe they'll change something in a couple months, but I don't know. It's been a couple of years. It's been a few years with Damian Priest on the main roster, and I still don't see him as a main eventer. So maybe that hot take's kind of right in some aspects, but I do see Finn Balor as somewhat of a main eventer. Anyways, Brio Wrestling says, if done correctly, Santos Escobar and Dragon Lee could be this generation's Eddie Guerrero and Rey Mysterio. I'm sorry to burst your bubble, but absolutely not. I do really like Santos Escobar and his heel turn, but I just don't see him being as the next Eddie Guerrero. The same thing goes for Dragon Lee. He's totally different. Rey Mysterio is a legend. Speaking of Rey Mysterio, the next hot take says that Dom is going to be better than his daddy. I don't know why I said daddy, but anyways, no, I don't think so. Rey Mysterio is literally an icon. This guy's had one of the best careers ever. He's been doing it for 30 years now. The guy's a beast. Rey Mysterio is a legend, and unfortunately, I don't think Dom will be better than his dad, but maybe he could be on the same level as Rey or a little bit below it. But if anything, that's not bad because it's Rey Mysterio, so it's hard to, be better than one of the GOATs, one of the greatest to do it in the business. The next hot take says that Survivor Series is the best PLE this year. And while it was good, I feel like the matches weren't that great. Like, I understand that Randy Orton came back and that was hype. And I understand a lot of people think that CM Punk's return as well with Randy Orton made it the best pay-per-view ever. But I don't know. I feel like there's been much better wrestling. I liked WrestleMania a lot more both nights. If you take both nights, I really thought that WrestleMania was significantly better than Survivor Series. So I will say WrestleMania is my favorite PLE. The next hot take says that War Games is better than traditional 5-on-5 elimination match. Sorry, I don't agree. I know a lot of people love War Games, but for me, the traditional 5-on-5 tag team match, that is where it's at. That's what I used to watch as a kid. That's what I loved. And I feel like it leads to better wrestling. When you have the War Games match, it's just kind of like a spot fest, and I'm not a big fan of that. I would love to see WWE alternate, one year being the War Games, another year being the traditional 5-on-5, then the next year could be maybe champion versus champion. Just switch it up, spice it up a little bit, Jason says that Bianca Belair is very mid. I understand that she's kind of stale as a babyface right now, but maybe she needs a heel turn, or maybe WWE needs to do something different. I don't think she's mid. She's a great talent. WWE just isn't booking her the best. Rocky Cena says John Cena should not be losing all the time. He's at the point where he's pretty much guaranteed a loss, and it doesn't mean anything anymore to beat him. And I totally agree with this. I think WWE really messed up with giving John Cena all these losses over and over. I get he's old, but you know what? At this point, there's just like no stock in beating John Cena. You beat John Cena, it's like, all right. You know what I'm saying? So if anything, when he does come back, I think he should be getting some wins to change that vibe, to make it feel special when you beat John Cena. And the last hot take says that I still want Velveteen Dream back. Yes, Velveteen Dream, the character was great, but no, we don't want to see him back because the person behind the character was not the best. Anyways, that is it for the video, guys. Thanks for watching. I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, make sure to leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next video.